Welcome to the Editor's Note Comics Podcast.
Hail to the guardians of the watchtowers of the East.
Central Maine's best comics podcast, by default.
Maybe it's a sign that you've got an extraordinary destiny.
Here are your hosts, Zach and Jared.
Expecto Patronum!
Oh, we back
Shazam!
for this week.
All right.
Not for next week, apparently.
No, I'm sorry.
Scheduling conflicts. We're not doing the Shazam movie. We've literally skipped the last two DC movies.
Well, and this is apparently supposed to be a really good DC movie, unfortunately, for
Maybe
us.
because, be better.
Yeah.
I'm not in that big of a rush to get to you, but scheduling-wise, we're not going to see the movie and review it.
Really
Why? Because I'm going to be at a con this weekend.
Yes, you're going to the Queen City.
The Bangor Comic and Toy Con. I'll be there selling my wares, selling my body.
Okay, maybe not. Well, one of those is true.
All of them are true.
You're not going to be selling your body at the comic.
Everyone has a price.
Okay.
Everyone has a price.
All right. You're not the $1 Million Man.
No.
Ted DiBiase. That was his catchline. Everybody's got a price.
So we're not doing Shazam next week, but we're doing Shazam this week.
I think it's pretty much going to be the same exact thing.
Probably.
If I were to put money on it, I read the movie script.
Hey, at least we didn't do the Shazam TV show.
No, but we did an old Shazam. We did the old Captain Marvel.
We did.
Captain Marvel.
We did the old... No, that was Marvel is Marvel.
Sorry, Captain Marvel.
We did do the old Captain Marvel film serial a while ago.
Yes, which
is way better than the Captain Marvel TV series. Be glad.
I loved how the car...
Be glad that I
kind of wanted
to
to know what
comic.
happens, because the car was like driving across the bridge and it was going to blow up, and that's about where we left
Then
it.
you can find that on YouTube. But yeah, this week we're doing the new 52 version of Shazam, which is supposedly the basis for the movie that we're not seeing.
Huh.
Sorry. We have literally thousands of listeners on the edge of their seats waiting for our Shazam review, and we're just not doing it.
No.
We're Marvel shills. We only see the Marvel movies.
Marvel has my money now, again.
It's not true. It's just scheduling sometimes doesn't work that well. And it just turns out the last two times there have been DC movies, it was like Christmas. You know what's funny about this year?
There are a lot more Marvel movies?
Because I've basically planned our entire year out.
Yes.
And towards the end of the year, I was like, what are we going to... Just the way that the days of the week were falling, like, what are we going to do about this? But one of them was Star Wars Episode 9, and I just went... Well, we don't really have a choice. We have to.
Yeah.
Like, that's just, it doesn't feel like an option. I was like, it's going to be inconvenient and difficult and probably a shortish episode, but like.
What day of the week is it on?
They're all like.
Is it Christmas that we have to do?
Yeah, like the last 2 weeks of the year are really, I think we'll end up taking a week off at the end of the year again, but.
It was rejuvenating and refreshing. It got me reloaded and got me better,
just
in a better space.
The way it's falling
creatively.
this year, I was like, do we have to take 2 weeks off? Then I was like, no, Star Wars is out, so that's just not an option.
No, we can always go to an early show and then record right afterwards. We are smart people. Well, I'm a smart person.
I will shout it from the mountaintops my Star Wars opinions, and I'll give you a preview. It'll probably be fine or good.
It's not going to be terrible. One can hope, at least.
So from there, I guess, this weekend, if you want to find me, I'll be up at the Bangor Toy and Comic Con, or Comic and Toy Con. They might have switched the titles around. I think they did. But beyond that, let's just...
Well, tell me more about that. Is there going to be any special all-star guests there?
I don't know.
How do you not... Oh, Jesus, come on, man.
I don't look that closely. I don't
care.
care.
Do you mean? Yes, you should care.
I'm there to sell my wares.
You were not just the only drawing power to Bangor.
We talked about the last time I was up there where like Winnie the Pooh had a delayed flight, and
what?
I got...
Oh, come on, dude. NSYNC is going to be there.
Oh, yeah. He's at every show I do.
Let's see. Ben Bishop from Maine will be there. Let's see.
He's fine. I like him. Talked to him a couple times.
Joey Fatone.
You just
from
said
NSYNC.
that.
Yeah. Not all of NSYNC.
So you're doubling down.
He was one of the
NSYNC.
Masked Singers, yeah.
Was he? That makes sense.
Oh, the guy who played Captain Spaulding in Rob Zombie's movies will be there.
You don't know what those are.
Nope, I don't.
From there, we are moving on to the news.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
It's time for the news.
Avengers Endgame is coming at you fast and hard.
Yes.
Every inch of it is just happening, but some sad news around it. This isn't a guaranteed, confirmed thing, but Endgame might have the final Stan Lee cameo.
That does make some sense. I mean, there's nothing else really in the pipeline right now. Well, you got Spider-Man Far From Home.
he had filmed, I think there were 6 of them, or four or six, I don't remember off the top of my head. But he had filmed a bunch of them just all at once, and James Gunn was doing them just to, have the cameos going, because there was no secret in the last few years of Stan's life that Stan was old and Stan was having health issues. This wasn't a surprise.
No.
But we might be seeing the final one coming up in Avengers Endgame, which seems fitting in a way. I mean, we've talked about Stan's life before, and it's kind of crazy comics were big when he was starting them off, and he didn't do it until he was in his 40s. But,
what if he's eternity?
But even until 2007, Stan was still having reservations of am I going to be remembered? Is this going to be a thing? In the last 11 years now, his work has blown up, and it's, what better way to go out? What better way to go out than knowing that what the work you've done for literally half his life, because again, he didn't do it until he was in his 40s, is celebrated and remembered and revered. I can't think of a better way to do it.
No, I think that's perfect. This is the magnum opus of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so it only makes sense.
But also with Avengers Endgame, we had a special look 1-minute trailer, which was really just a 1-minute trailer to say we have tickets on sale now.
Yeah. This is something you can watch 60 times while you wait for 1 hour to get your tickets.
My God, there was more probably in this 1 minute than there has been in any of the trailers.
Yes. I mean, we get Pepper's alive. Pepper and Tony get to embrace. So there's that. We find out there's someone else who survived the snap.
For me, let's go with the theory that they're only showing the first 20 minutes of footage. My theory is that, and this is not a unique theory, I've seen other stuff online that I kind of agree with, they go up against Thanos once, and they probably get the Time Stone or the Reality Stone or some kind of stone away from him. It's mostly a losing battle, but they get something away from him to help redo the past.
Do you think if they get something like the Time Stone, but the people that kind of die in the process is like what he saw in Age of Ultron?
Well, yeah.
Where they're all kind of down and broken, but he makes it.
And Steve's like, "Why didn't you save us?" Or whatever he said.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're going to see exactly that, but...
But then he doesn't know how to operate the Time Stone. He's not a master of the mystic arts.
Well, we have Ant-Man popping about doing his thing, but also Hawkeye looks like a douche bro.
Okay, it's easy.
Oh, he's a hardcore douche bro.
To back up your outlandish and salacious claim with actual evidence.
I'm basing it on his business on the sides, party everywhere else, and his sleeve tattoo.
I wish that they had saved the Cap Tony thing. Yeah.
I don't mind that.
But I guess the handshake, they're back together. Tony's hair looks gray in that comparatively, so...
Well, that's part of some of the time jumps.
Yeah. So...
Because there's going to be some time jumps in this. Spoilers.
But also, how long has time gone on from...
There's also some flashes of familiar sets of things we've seen before. I'm intentionally not diving too deep into it because I feel pretty confident with most of the movie, but I don't want to over spoil myself on this one.
So the 3 who are walking at the end, though, are Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor, right?
I'd have to look at it again. I don't remember, honestly.
Somebody had a cape, so it's either Thor. It can't be Doctor Strange, can it?
I mean, he's dead and he will return.
Yeah. He's got Mordo to deal with.
Yeah, because he's taking guys' legs away from them, going, too many wizards. Serenity should have had a sequel.
Wow.
I'm sorry, that's unrelated.
Wow. Okay. I appreciate that.
I mean,
that's the last one we're going to get. I mean, we're, 3 weeks away? Less than 3 weeks away now, so...
And I'm trying to crank through all the movies.
Really?
And so far, I'm doing poorly. I keep falling asleep.
Are you trying to, pick up on anything last time, or
just doing a rewatch,
Oh.
and I'm doing bad. Not doing
I think
very
the
good.
only ones I might try and rewatch beforehand are, I don't know, Ragnarok and Infinity War.
Yeah, those both lead right up to it. I was surprised when we got that little extra tease today, because that gave us...
I mean, I got on the internet and I saw...
They're going to fight Thanos, and Rocket and Nebula are holding hands, and Tony and Steve are holding hands. Scientists. Science has an answer. There's been a running internet theory of what if Ant-Man just went inside of Thanos' butt and expanded. But thanks to science, weird that this is a thing, Ant-Man could not kill Thanos by going in his butt.
Okay, listen, I really don't know where to start or if I even want to honor this theory. First of all, I feel like a human exploding out of someone's rear end is going to kill them, regardless of how big they are. I disagree with this scientist article, which is,
the
fair.
Scientist article was based on pressure given by Thanos' hand and then expanding that pressure into regular rectal pressure.
A human being is going to explode out of his lower area.
We also don't know that Thanos has a butthole. We're just assuming Thanos has a butthole. We don't know.
My argument was that if Ant-Man can get down to like the quantum level, he can float through the molecules of Thanos and get into the middle of Thanos and blow up from the inside.
Well, according to the scientist, he could destroy the rectum, but could not kill Thanos with his expansion.
Rectum? Damn
based
near
on
killed
his
him. There it is. Got it.
What else do we got? Umbrella Academy, that was renewed for a second season.
Speaking of things that would expand in them, it's an umbrella.
I was kind of surprised this had it because the way it ends, it's kind of on a cliffhangery bit. General thoughts on Umbrella Academy. The comic, we did a show about it a while ago. I think it was one of our weaker episodes, but we did it.
Thanks.
It's fine.
It was one that you obviously didn't show up for. I'm a gamer. I'm here every friggin' week, ready to go.
I really did not show up for that one.
No. I can't carry the show all the damn time.
But the show itself, it respects some of what happened. It's a little too serious. Like, the comic itself is real, like a 1950s throwback, and the show is like, everything that happens is like deadly serious. And it ended on a very serious cliffhanger. So yeah, it's coming back for a second season. I'll watch it, but I'm not in love with it.
It's relatively popular with the kids. And a lot of kids I've spoke to about this enjoy it.
Speaking of TV shows, I feel like I almost want to get sponsored for this because I'm just going to blow it up in such a big way.
Oh, the power of Zach.
CBS All Access.
Oh, you're going to be the one that pushes this over the top, right?
The Twilight Zone.
Have you watched the first episode yet?
They did. They put it out on YouTube because I don't have CBS All Access yet.
Yeah, I know. We got a Dutch date on that.
I know. Phenomenal.
Yeah?
What a treat. I was so happy with the episode.
Really? It was the comedian, right?
Yeah. It's Kumail Nanjiani. He meets... I'll also give away kind of the twist of it all, but...
Well, that's the best part.
Well, I mean, it's all about what he does with it.
Does he sell himself to the devil?
He is, yeah, kind of. He is a failing comedian who meets Tracy Morgan, who is a famous stand-up. And also, Tracy Morgan is amazing. Usually, Tracy Morgan just does Tracy Morgan, but he does something 100% different in this, which is great. But it's all like, if you talk about your personal life, you will be a successful comedian. But every time you talk about your personal life, that person disappears from existence. So you have to weigh it out, like what matters, like success or, human connection.
Oh, so the underlying story is the price of fame.
Yeah, it's great. It's so good. It's so solid. And I don't want to give away the ending or anything like that. And I was a little put off by the length of it because the Twilight Zone was traditionally a half-hour show, and then the fourth season they did an hour-long one, and that was a very weak season, except for the Burgess Meredith is the devil one.
Was it the pool hall?
I don't remember.
Because I think there's one where a guy plays pool with the devil.
That's
for
half
his
an
life.
hour. No, that's half an hour.
Okay.
No, I know the one you're talking about. Yeah, where they're doing all the trick shots. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the one with Burgess Meredith.
It's like the devil went down to Georgia, but with pool.
But so having it as an hour format, and it was also a little strange because they did a full cold open before they did the whole intro that was traditionally done by Rod Serling, but obviously he's dead, so Jordan Peele does it. But my God, it was so good. I was so happy watching it. It was so good.
Have you seen Us yet?
No.
I've heard really good things about that.
I'm trying to avoid spoilers.
Not my thing. I'm not a horror guy. We've discussed this before.
I am.
Was it scary or was it unsetting? Did you find it hard? Did you have nightmares about it afterwards?
No, I guess neither. It was more of a think piece because I didn't know what way they were going to go. Like, are you going to go with the horror stuff? Are you going to go with the sci-fi stuff? Or are you going to go with like the more heartfelt one? And they went with more the sci-fi angle.
Well, I mean,
it's not sci-fi, but it's still more in that.
Well, as you know, like Rod Serling used the Twilight Zone to make social commentary through science fiction, fantasy, things like that. I mean,
Twilight Zone is one of my all-time favorite shows. I'm aware of it.
Yeah, so I mean, you're going to get social commentary, and it's the social commentary of the price of fame. So
yeah, it's really, really good, and I was very happy watching it. And I mean, I've been watching Tracy Morgan for 20 years. I mean, I loved him on the old SNL days. I would stay up every single Saturday and watch all that stuff when I was probably too young to be doing that.
And now that you're 30 and acceptably old enough to do that, you DVR it and go to bed.
I do. You know what I used to do? is I would because I'd have that TV on and I would have it at the lowest setting and I would sit right in front of that TV and I would tuck a blanket underneath my door so that the light wouldn't go out into the hallway where my parents were.
Huh. You didn't want them to know that you were up watching salacious television?
Yeah, so I would tuck a blanket underneath the baseboard.
Oh, okay. He'd probably walk by and think, oh, my son's cuffing it again.
I did get yelled at a few times, no question.
For cuffing it or watching late night TV?
I don't know what cuffing it means.
You know exactly what it means.
I can imagine. Thank you.
There you go. Yeah.
I didn't need that pantomime.
Oh, well, you're lucky it was only a pantomime.
I guess I am.
Or are you?
You don't usually see actors yelling about their roles in movies, but Alexandra Shipp, Storm herself, in the upcoming X-Men Dark Phoenix movie, isn't terribly pleased.
About the movie or that she's in it?
About her amount of screen time.
Oh, so she's upset with how much she's not in it.
Yeah.
So when the movie bombs, she can be like, well, I guess wasn't it that much? Can't blame me. I'm not untouchable. Woo!
I would like to add our old
I'm not
exclusive
damaged
from like
goods.
a week ago that this was originally supposed to be 2 movies, and it's not.
So I think a lot of Storm gets cut.
Yeah, that's basically what she said, is like Storm is basically in the background, but that's also been...
Can we talk about real quick? I know that this will all have happened after the show goes to the people, but this snowstorm on Wednesday morning is BS. Speaking of Storm.
I don't disagree.
All right. Thank you.
But basically, I mean, this has been a thing with a lot of X-Men movies of like characters that get like, oh, we have this massive cast, but as long as everyone gets one line, I guess that counts as a full and developed cast. That's always been a shortcoming of X-Men movies, and apparently they're not breaking tradition.
Well, there's too many people. There's too many people to like. That's why the Avengers movie was so well done, because they were able to get everybody had some quality, like quality time, like they fit their roles well.
Well, that's just, Whedon knew how to work an ensemble.
No, I meant the last one.
Oh, that too.
I mean, we talked about it when
they
it
knew
came
how
out.
to work an ensemble coming out of Arrested
War.
Development.
Yeah, and Civil War.
Well, that's what they did before, I think.
Yeah, well, Civil War was what, Avengers 3, really.
2.5, yeah.
Here's a question, not to go too far off topic, but you and I agreed that Infinity War is really a Thor movie. It was very Thor-centric. Do we think this is going to be an Iron Man movie?
It's a Captain America movie.
Yeah?
100%.
Okay.
It's going to 100% be Captain America-centric.
Meaning he's going to die.
Probably. The Who!
Not the Guess Who.
So something less popular.
Oh, The Who.
Yeah, The Who.
The Who are less popular than the Guess Who?
The Who are way more popular than the Guess Who.
No, that's what I was saying, the Guess Who, and then you said something less popular.
No, just when you said the Guess Who, I'm like, that's way less popular than just The Who.
Which, by the way, is there not a, like, find me some more, like, bands that rip off a name like that. The Guess Who?
The Guess Rolling Stones.
What? Did you see that Mick Jagger had, like, they had to postpone the tour
yes.
because he's sick? He's like 70-something years old and wants to go on world tour.
He's strutting about.
Apparently not. Apparently he's got to, like, lessen his strut.
Well, The Who, one of the things...
Like Peter Entwistle and...
Peter Entwistle?
Oh, what, would you...
So you combine a couple names there.
Yeah, I did.
You combine Pete Townsend and John Entwistle.
You know what?
One of them is dead.
Guess who?
One of them died in Vegas, high on cocaine and next to a hooker.
Oh.
True story, John Entwistle.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Epic way to die, I guess.
I guess so.
That was only like 15 years ago. Wasn't even that. He wasn't young when he did it.
Oh.
But The Who, famous for doing rock operas for things like Tommy in Quadrophenia, and that other one that I can't remember the name of. There was Wire and Glass, and the fourth one.
Tommy was the best one.
I'd say Quadrophenia probably was, but
really,
I love Quadrophenia. It's so good. Oh, what was that first one called? I don't remember.
Hold on.
It's the one where they couldn't afford a cello and they just chanted cello, 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 cello for like a minute because they wanted a cello.
Struggling to find multiple.
It was off an early album.
Well, Tommy was like a whole album, wasn't it?
So was Quadrophenia. And then there was also the movie album.
Who Are You?
No, Who Are You is an album. Just a regular
Who's Next?
album.
My Generation. A quick one. It's Hard.
A quick one. That was the other one.
There we
That's
go.
the one I was forgetting. So there was a quick one, Tommy, Quadrophenia, and Wire and Glass. But a rock opera that was never produced, Lifehouse, is getting a graphic novel.
Interesting.
I saw The Who once in Madison Square Garden like 13 years ago. It's a good time. I have a CD and a DVD of the show.
Wow.
It's over
Could you find yourself in it?
there. No, of course not.
Oh.
I was not the focus of the show.
Just like I'm the focus of this show, so you're not the focus of this show.
No. But it was a cool thing.
No, you're not is correct.
They released a CD and a DVD of every show they did on that tour.
Wow.
So it's really cool, but yeah, it's over.
I mean, most shows that you go to now, you can get a digital download of the show.
Can you?
Yeah.
All right, whatever. Well, this was 13.
Well, I mean, that's like early on. It's ahead of its time, but I mean,
whatever. Lifehouse is getting a graphic novel. Pete Townsend, not Peter Entwistle, as you said.
listen, you're getting me some credit for knowing the last name Entwistle.
He's one of the best bass players of all time.
Yeah, and apparently he died next to some hookers.
He did, high on cocaine.
Well, he wasn't that high at the end.
No, he was dead.
Yeah. That's actually, that's very distasteful, and I apologize.
But yeah, Lifehouse is getting a graphic novel, which I guess is a thing I'm going to order for the store because I want to see this. End of story. The Suicide Squad. Is it a reboot? Nobody knows.
Round and round and round we go. Where it stops.
I mean, it's supposed to be, but Margot Robbie might be coming back, and now Jai Courtney, Captain Boomerang, is in the movie.
He's dead. He got his head blown off.
No, he lived.
Oh.
Jai Courtney, an actor I do not like, but I liked in the first Suicide Squad.
Who's the guy who got his head blown off? He tried to take off.
That was Ropey McRopes.
Oh.
McRoperson.
Peter
Slipknot. It was Slipknot.
It wasn't like John Proudstar.
No. But apparently, yeah, Jai Courtney's Captain Boomerang is back. He had a unicorn fetish.
And then he ended up
to drink Australian beers.
Ended up not getting anything in his cell in solitary because he was a jerk.
What's the name of that Australian beer?
Foster's.
Yeah, he liked a Foster's, and
Foster's, Australian for beer.
And he liked a unicorn fetish.
Oh, you know.
I guess he's back.
You like what you like.
So is this a reboot? Is it not? Does it matter?
It doesn't matter.
That's probably the area where it falls in. It doesn't matter. Simon Kinberg, X-Men producer, says that Disney is evaluating Fox's in development movies. And I say they're going to develop them right off into nowhere. Like, gosh, do we want to do a Gambit movie? Do we want to do a Kitty Pryde movie?
I feel like we've talked about this.
You know what? Before. No. Well, he's like, oh yeah, they're evaluating them. They're evaluating them right off the damn line.
Yeah, we've evaluated them and found them wanting.
You know what we want to do? Make money.
You've been weighed and measured, and you've been found wanting.
Because your old X-Men franchise is dumb and bad.
Not good.
Unless you're Logan. Logan is awesome.
Logan was very good.
I love that movie.
That's one of the few movies I've been to with you where it's elicited like verbal responses to violence. When he gets thrown onto the tractor spike, you're like, oh!
Pennyworth, that had a teaser. It's going to be on Epix. I guess that's a channel.
You know what? It kind of found. Yeah. Well,
is Epix a channel? It must be a channel.
Like it's a knockoff discount HBO kind of thing. Yeah, Epix. We got the movies. Epix. We got the movies.
It's fine.
You know what it reminded me a little bit of? Kingsman.
Yeah, hair, but I don't care at all.
No, I don't care either. I'm not gonna go out of my way.
I like Alfred. He's a good butler.
But you know what I liked about Alfred? We know he's like a closet badass. We don't need to see him being badass. It's just that general mystery. Like, yeah, he's a badass. Good for him. I don't need to know.
I know he's like, don't
show me how the sausage is made. I just know that he's awesome. That's all.
I go from killing people to cleaning up a man who's probably crapping himself from all of the physical abuse he's taken.
Yeah, where's Ant-Man when you need him? Plug that up.
Right up the butt.
But a little Ant-Man suppository. I just feel like I don't need to see like Alfred kicking ass. I like the mystic, like the.
I don't care at all. This.
Yeah.
If people watch it, great. If you don't,
yeah, it's kind of.
You're gonna be the same boat I am because I'm gonna forget this.
I like to imagine how we'd kick ass. Don't show me how he kicked ass.
Star Wars. There was a leaked poster. People came out and said it wasn't real, but then Disney went around to every single website and said, cease and desist. You need to take this down.
Please.
So it's probably real.
Yeah.
It wasn't a great poster, but it was a poster. There were red stormtroopers. C-3PO had Chewbacca's bandolier and bowcaster for some reason.
Yeah.
Like the murderer he is.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to see him shoot a gun.
We already saw that in episode 2. He was quite beside himself, and then he...
Oh, it was a drag, really.
What a terrible movie.
Oh.
He's the lowest part of the lowest movie.
No, I'm interested to see it.
That's when I saw that. I was like, red stormtroopers don't care. Knights of Ren don't care. C-3PO with a bandolier. Why?
Oh, I saw. So
why not do it? I don't care. Blow things up.
Speaking of, do you ever watch any of John Oliver's stuff?
Yeah.
So he did a great commentary about the WWE.
Yep, I saw
it. So the whole line about C-3PO as a foul mouth, that's why he's beeped out the whole time.
No, R2.
R2, sorry. That's a really good commentary on the WWE, by the way.
I agree. From a guy who knows nothing about it, really. Angelina Jolie, ex-Mrs. Brad Pitt herself.
Lara Croft Tomb Raider?
1 and 2. She is supposedly in talks to star in Marvel's Eternals movie. Who are the Eternals? No, they're eternal. Look, I know a lot about comics, but this is kind of a blind spot for me. I don't know much about them.
They're eternal. They're forever.
They're Jack Kirby creations.
Diamonds are forever, and so is Ric Flair.
I hope they get reprinted because I know
nothing.
Yeah, next to nothing about them. But Jolie, baby, she's been in comic book movies before. She was in what's the name of that? The Mark Millar one that had McAvoy. Bullets could twist for no logical reason.
Wasn't Samuel L. Jackson in that too?
Chris Pratt was in it.
I like how you type in Bullet Band and it's Bullet Band. Wanted.
She was in Wanted. She's done comic book movies before. It wasn't a very good movie.
I didn't see it, so I
did.
I can't speak to it.
I think I even played the Xbox 360 game. Wasn't great, but yeah, she might be in a thing. There was a poster for the Joker movie. By the time this podcast comes out, there's going to be a teaser trailer, and that's just how the cookie crumbles. We haven't seen it yet.
Nope.
End of the news.
Wow, that was a good news segment.
Going from the art of jock to jock straps, it is time for Jared's...
Wow, you've been working on that all.
I got a couple tucked away.
Oh, good for you.
I'm going to repeat it so everyone can hear.
I want to give people like an insight to your notes. These are the retrospective notes. Oh, I'm trying to give a way to say it. In short, I guess would be the best way. The Who Lifehouse getting a graphic novel. See, that was pretty straightforward. Avengers special look, Joker poster, Ant-Man butt. Those are some of the notes. Oh, what else do we have?
How dare you, sir? I will repeat it again. From the art of jock to the jock strap, it is time for Jared's Sports Reports.
He's running down the middle by the 50. He's at the 30. Bare-chested. The guy is drunk, but there he goes. Oh, and they tackle him at the 40-yard line.
It's time for another Jared Sports Report.
The Red Sox are
not having
shit.
It's early. They're not having a good start.
What are they, 1 for 4?
They're like 1-5 to start the season, 1-4. But you know what? They won over 100 games last year. A little bit of traction going. They'll be fine. Meanwhile, a lot of people that they've shipped elsewhere are doing well. Like Rick Porcello had a great outing the other night. But no, they'll get it going. They'll get it figured out. They'll be heading in the right direction. I'm not too worried about the Red Sox. But they are underway. Their home opener is coming up soon. Sea Dogs have their home opener on Thursday.
Tom Brady joined Twitter.
He did. That was on April Fool's Day.
Joke.
That was great. I'm going to retire.
No, it wasn't.
I thought it was fine. And then I liked this afterwards. This is not a funny joke. But then some of his other tweets to people, Dante Stallworth tweeted, "Welcome to hell." And he's like, I thought this was supposed to be a nice place for an exchanging of ideas or something like that. And then right below it, you get a bunch of like Tom Brady cheating memes. It's like, what has he opened himself up to? He and The Rock exchanged tweets.
Okay.
Yeah, The Rock's took a picture of him.
I'm aware of The Rock.
But he took a picture when The Rock was wearing a turtleneck and fanny pack and photoshopped Tom Brady's head onto it. And then Tom Brady photoshopped The Rock's head onto his combine picture where he's a skinny white boy. So that was good.
Did you follow him on Twitter?
Damn right I did. He got tons of followers and fast.
I'm sure he did.
Oh, let's see. What other exciting
I've been curating
news?
my brand for years, and he has more than me.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good point. And here you are thinking that your mention of the Twilight Zone on this show is going to be what pushes it over the top. Like the media mogul you aren't. Celtics are stumbling their way into the playoffs.
Oh, they had a sad-ass win.
Oh, a win. You know what? You know what an ugly win is?
Not great.
It's a win, Zach.
Because you know what they did? They had a fantastic first quarter. They
won.
Came out, they were just swinging hard against Miami. And they had a 23-point lead, and then their third quarter, their dreaded third quarter, the quarter that has killed them every bit this year, it went into a one-possession game after a 23-point lead, and they stumbled their way into
probably
a victory.
the second most important quarter in the game, if we're being honest.
I mean, between Rozier and Morris, who both have pretty significant negative net ratings since the All-Star break.
Shouldn't be on the floor at the same time.
Ah, boy. I mean, they're going to be resting Horford and Kyrie going up into the playoffs, and they should, because this bench with attitude is kind of sad. Those are my thoughts. Mm-hmm. Moving on. 4 games left.
Yeah, 4 games left. You know who's playing really well right now heading into the playoffs? The Bruins. They moved up to second into the division, and they're really a team that a lot of people don't want to play. So they're doing well. They're on their way onward and upward. So good for them.
We didn't even mention March Madness last week. How's your bracket?
It is it's on fire.
Mine is 100% defunct.
Oh yeah.
I've lost. I don't have anyone in the Final Four, and yeah, mine.
Yeah, that was my bracket went from having all Final Four teams going into the second weekend, which I don't think I've ever had, to losing them all within that weekend. There was some really good games.
I have
though. Some
zero.
really good games.
I know. What will Zion do now?
Yeah, well, he's going pro. Let's be honest.
Not continuing his studies and being the first round pick out of the lottery.
Yeah, I don't see him going to his finals.
Oh no, his studies. What of them? You know what's crazy that I didn't know? When his shoe blew up, Nike's stock dropped over $1 billion the next day.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that nuts? Where Obama was there, he's like, his shoe broke. All right, what else is happening?
That's about it, really. Not a whole lot. The NFL draft is coming up soon. That's really it.
Do you want to throw down some predictions for the coming year?
That's about no
pre-draft predictions.
Nope, I have none.
You 100% do
For the draft.
No, just for where next season will land
For the Patriots.
For anyone,
I think the Bruins are going to make a deep run in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Oh no, just football. That's your bread and butter.
No, it's still too early. It's still way too early.
You don't want to make a Super Bowl prediction of teams?
Oh God, no. Not even close. There's still so much free agency left, and there's still the draft. And
you liar. You know where you want to land.
No, I really honestly don't.
Is that what you got?
That's what I got. There's not
lies.
That's not lies. I have no earthly clue.
Since Shazam is out next week, this week, sometime, couple days, we're not seeing it apparently.
Sooner than later. Well, not immediately.
You know what? That's how schedules work.
Sorry, I can't devote 2 nights of my week to the podcast every week. Pennies.
We are moving on to talking about the Shazam influence on the movie. The new 52 run from Jeff Johns and Gary Frank. It's titled Shazam. There's one graphic novel at Shazam. I'm going to play a theme now.
It's Jared's Reading Corner.
Well, this is post-Flashpoint stuff, so... But
it is.
It's like the second attempt at Shazam after Flashpoint, though, if my research was right.
Yeah, there was a series of backup strips coming out of the pages of Justice League if you wanted to read about Shazam.
But then they tried once and it didn't really take, so they redid it.
Well, I think this is the first try, and then they didn't launch off anything.
No. I mean, I thought it was entertaining. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it flows surprisingly well considering it's made up of a series of backup strips.
This is the first time they really call him Shazam, too. I believe through my research. I did a little reading.
That's definitely possible.
Yes. I mean, the word Shazam was used, and Shazam was the wizard's name.
Yeah, Shazam has always been a part of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you might be right about that.
Yeah.
But if you've never read Shazam, this is basically a retelling of his origin, and it's pretty solid. He meets a wizard. He has a foster family. He gets the powers of an adult. He punches Mark Strong's character.
Yes. Is Mark Strong going to be Black Adam?
No, that's The Rock is supposed to be Black Adam.
But we haven't seen him.
Yeah, so The Rock, that's supposedly he's not going to be in the Shazam movie, but he wants to be in his own solo movie before the two of them meet. And that's been the rumor for like 3 to 4 years now. Does that mean anything? No, Mark Strong is Dr. Shavana or whatever his name is.
Oh, the guy that gets the lightning across his eye?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the Mark Strong character.
Okay, got it.
Because Mark Strong has to be a villain and everything.
No.
Except for Kingsman. I know. Right, we already did this. Uh-huh.
So anyway, in Shazam, we kind of get an origin story, and apparently Dr. Shavana,
I think.
Whatever, yeah, the guy is trying to find the magic in the Stone of Eternity, and has been interviewing people who've had these lightning bolt encounters and seen the wizard, but
they're off to see the wizard.
Yes.
The wonderful wizard of Shazam.
Yeah. Which initially I was watching, I'm like,
because
are we getting adult Billy Batson?
Because
negative.
Because of the Shazam things he does.
Thank you very much for That's all I got. If you only had a brain. You're like an amalgam of the Tin Man and the Scarecrow.
I was going to say, you're...
No brain and no heart. That is you.
No, I was going to say, in this world, I am the Tin Man and you are definitely the Scarecrow.
I like that. The Scarecrow is loved. The Tin Man is just kind of there. Am I wrong, though?
I have an axe. I'm good with manual labor.
You freeze up when you cry.
Emotion, no!
You love a good buffing.
I love a good oil.
little joint lube, and you're all set to go. So anyway, Billy Batson, foster kid, bouncing around the system. He's in a
lying son of a bitch.
Yeah, he's not well liked, and he's gotten kicked out of multiple foster homes.
He's a terrible foster mother too. She's like,
oh yeah,
don't you screw this up for me.
He's like,
I hate you. She's like, they both hate each other.
Oh yeah, they just hag prune woman, I believe is what he calls her at one point. But he gets adopted into this one foster home, and he seems very out of place. The family seems to be very loving and caring.
Yeah, there's a bunch of kids.
They pickpocket him initially, which is kind of strange, but whatever. I mean, it is what it is.
There's a Mary in there. Maybe she's a Mary Marvel.
Could be. But he gets into a fight at school protecting his new quote-unquote foster family.
Maybe I'll do a thing on that about the history of Shazam. It's depressing as hell. Side note, deeply depressing.
I don't want to give the whole thing away because I feel like this is the movie.
I know. Because we do see scenes that we've seen in the trailers. We see the whole convenience store scene and the beer thing and all that. That's right out of this book.
We don't see the tiger though in the which is
Billy
interesting.
Is best friends with a tiger.
He stole a hamburger to give to the tiger, and he got followed by one of the kids.
The wizard is like, I need to find someone pure of heart. Oh man, things are going downhill fast.
You'll do.
Yeah, I guess you're good enough.
Yeah.
You're not great.
He kind of uses his powers for quasi good. He's saves a woman who's getting robbed of her Christmas presents. And she's like, how can I repay you? And he's like, well, I'm a little short on cash.
Yeah, he's not
So he gets
great.
some money.
It is fun.
Then he throws the guy into an ATM and takes that money.
This book is a lot of fun because I feel like it does play a lot with...
if a kid had superpowers, what would they be like? And
yeah, just the regular conventions of, superheroes that we see. And this one's just like, what if a crappy little kid had these powers?
Yeah,
because it turns out children are the worst people.
They're not the worst people.
Children are the worst
They don't have...
people.
They're not really... I mean, you got a kid who has had nothing his entire life. Now he has everything. What do you expect him to do? Great power comes great responsibility does not resonate with him because he doesn't know about that. Discipline and responsibility are not terms that he's really had in his life. So it makes sense that I want some money, I want some beer, I want chips and soda, and I've got a friend now for the first time because I'm big and mighty and strong and all that stuff. So it's real interesting to...
Children are still the worst human beings.
Yes. They're not even human beings yet. They're learning how to be human beings.
So I'm like, they're terrible. You're like, yeah, they're not terrible. They're subhuman.
They're learning how to be human. So anyway, then there's Black Adam who's trying to also get the magic, and you have the 7 deadly sins personified. So I'll be interested to see if we get that in...
Yeah, we're definitely not getting Black Adam in this movie. Or I don't think we are. But I mean, The Rock is supposed to be him, and to be fair, perfect casting?
I can buy it. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he looks exactly that way, but The Rock doesn't usually do villains aside from the Scorpion King.
Terrible movie.
Terrible.
He's kind of like an anti-hero in the...
Terrible first appearance, terrible spin-off.
He's like an anti-hero. He's the antagonist in some of the Fast and the Furious movies.
I haven't seen him.
Oh, well.
I've seen the first one. End of my Fast
I've seen
and
a couple
Furious
of them.
movie experience.
I'm not like a Fast and the Furious aficionado by any stretch of the imagination.
That new one looks fun, though.
It does. This was a super fast read. I will say that. It was a quick read.
I don't think in a bad way. It's just
it's
engaging.
No.
It's engaging as all hell.
Oh yeah, I mean it was of the stuff I've read recently, I found that this was it was very entertaining. It had me locked in the whole time. I really enjoyed it. So there's some other surprise things in there that I don't want to say because I think they might happen in the movie.
Likely. Yeah, I think there's some things that are likely to happen that they have not shown in the trailers.
That may or may not involve his new foster family.
Maybe they punch a thing.
Oh, they certainly punched something. But no, I thought it was really engaging. It's really neat. I think it's a great, obviously with the whole, which by the way, the new 52, that's almost 3 years old now.
Or
longer than that.
8 years old.
8 years old.
It is now also entirely defunct.
Oh, but it was a neat little jumping on point. I enjoy it. I know in some of my research, it got mixed reviews.
Yeah, all the time, DC tried to reboot during that, and it was met with initial praise, and some of them work, some of them definitely don't. But this wasn't even a character they really leaned into that hard in the new 52, but for what it is, it's solid.
I love when he got his suit coat, and it didn't fit, and then the guy shot it up, and he was all upset about that. But
I think it's pretty good.
No, I think it's solid.
If you want to know what's happening with the movie Shazam, Zachary Levi starred, but yeah, this is the movie. Or it's some of the movie, minus the Black Adam stuff.
Yeah.
But I think it's good, and I think it's well worth reading, and especially if you're interested in the genesis of the film, I think you're going to find most of it here.
It doesn't do a lot of explaining of the magic and how the magic works, but...
Well, Shazam has the power of 5 gods and 1 Israelite.
And the wisdom of Solomon.
Yeah, 1 Israelite.
Yeah, 'cause you had Solomon, Hercules, Atlas, Zeus, another A, and Mercury.
Whatever that A is.
Yes.
But that is Shazam. I guess read it. It's good. I did like it quite a bit. It's fully self-contained. And the surprising part for me is, as much as it was just a series of backup strips all strung together, it doesn't feel that way. It all flows very well.
I liked how the rich snobby parent at the end ends up naked in front of everybody and he starts laughing at him.
There is a
stop looking at it.
Fortunate parent in this.
Yeah. So yeah, Shazam.
Moving
Absolutely.
on from there, it's time for letters to the editors.
Now for my favorite part of the show. What's that say? Talk to the audience. Oh, God, this is always dead.
Here's another one of your letters to the editors.
With Endgame coming up, will any old villains be returning? And I'm giving some context to what I assume this question is about.
Mm-hmm.
There has been an internet theory that Hawkeye is
a villain?
Freeing villains in this movie to go up against Thanos.
Interesting.
That's what I assume this is about.
Huh.
Because there are some that are still alive. I mean, going through them, like, Justin Hammer is still alive. The Abomination is still alive. Need to look at the shelf over there. Who's
the
still
Mandarin?
alive?
The Mandrake?
The Mandarin, according to a one-shot on a DVD, is still alive. Who's still alive?
Do you think we get Obadiah? If there's time travel, do we get a little Obadiah Stone?
Stain, but that'd be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? Because you could make that... I mean, Jeff Bridges could definitely look exactly like that, because I mean, he'd just have to shave his head and grow a beard.
What about Red Skull? Do you think Red Skull?
I mean, he was in the last one.
Ultron.
He's a robot. Why not bring... I mean, they supposedly destroyed all
Or
of
is that
them.
going to be too much?
I don't know. I
feel like that would be too much. I think...
Like, if Hawkeye frees a bunch of villains and he's like, go the Abomination, punch Thanos, go Baron Zemo,
Well,
make
somebody
sure you
said
put
something
a
about,
purple
like,
sock on your head this time.
We'll get some Wolverine. Do you think Deadpool shows up?
No, 100% no.
What about...
They're not going to distract.
Who did they steal the Parallax, the whatever batteries from that was making the chick that was making Adam?
Adam Warlock is not going to be in this.
No, but I'm saying, what was the race of people?
I don't know. Goldie, blonde,
whatever. Those people. What about
Hulk Hogan's? They're Goldie, blonde Hulk Hogan's.
Oh yeah, the
I don't know
Nova.
what to call them.
The Nova Corps dead, right?
Yeah, they're all apparently dead.
They're wiped out.
Glenn Close is dead.
Ronan's dead.
Her hot assistant is dead.
Probably some more Chitauri. We get some Chitauri going.
And we could. We don't know anything about them though.
No. How much of a role do you think the Kree play in this?
They could if you just want to be like, hey, everyone, we got to go punch this guy. They could.
They've introduced Skrulls. I mean, it's possible.
I don't know if that... Does it feel like too much, though, to just like bring
it's
back
3 hours,
old
yeah.
villains?
I think so.
I mean, that's
I
literally...
think you got to finish the story you started telling. I think if you start bringing in all these other side villains, you're just going to detract from... It's Avengers versus Thanos, and they don't need to fight anybody else.
Because they do actually have... I mean, tickets are on sale now, so we can actually see the full running time, which is 3 hours, 2 minutes. I mean, take away 10 minutes for credits, but that's still 2 hours, 50 minutes. That's a long-ass movie. That's insanity. I mean, I don't know what you're going to pack in there, but there's a lot to pack in.
Yes.
I love how they're just not messing around. They're like, yeah, screw it. It's over 3 hours.
It is what it is. Deal with
Like,
it. And
maybe there will be the Abomination punching someone. Maybe Baron Zemo will put on a purple mask.
I mean, what about the Howling Commandos?
Maybe they'll come out of time. I don't know. Get Dum Dum Dugan and the rest.
Well,
I don't know what the other names are. I just know Dum Dum Dugan.
Dum Dum Dugan's all you need to know. Plant Man comes out of nowhere to save the damn day.
I don't think they're going to introduce anyone new.
Plant Man fills the void created by Ant-Man.
I mean, Captain Marvel is already new enough. You know what's funny about this? For a filming schedule, Brie Larson shot Avengers Endgame before she shot Captain Marvel.
Really?
So yeah, so we're technically seeing her first
cracks at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when she did her solo movie, which came out earlier, it's actually a later filming. Fun facts. I'm coming at you with fun facts.
Those are fun facts.
Facts.
I like it.
Will other villains come back.
No.
With the time travel aspect, I wouldn't be surprised if we get cameos. I don't think we're going to get...
Like small pieces, but they're not going to be big parts of the story.
I would give any villain that comes back...
Dormammu?
Possibly, but I would give everyone less than 5 minutes of screen time.
That's a lot of screen time.
I said less. I said less than 5. And even
combined or per?
I mean, if we get old villains, let's say 3. Let's say less than 3 minutes of screen time. If we do get old villains.
You may have one or two, like Red Skull. Nobody expected Red Skull.
That was great. Yeah, no one did.
Yeah. So when you go back and you watch Captain America, the first Avenger, and he gets sucked into space, you're like, oh, wow, I know where you're going.
I just rewatched that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm happy about? That they don't shoot for 3D anymore because, God, it's jarring.
Yes.
It's so, like, he's just throwing things at the camera and he's jumping straight at it, and it's so clearly shot for 3D. And I'm so glad that trend
The flagpole lands right at you.
Mostly died again. It's not fully dead yet.
I'm not dead yet.
I'm going to see a 3D movie this month.
Dumbo?
No. I'm going to...
Dumbo in IMAX?
No, I have no interest in that. You know what's funny?
I'm gonna go out of my way to go see this in IMAX after I see it in regular.
Yeah, I think that'd be nice too.
Yeah.
No, my wife has never seen Dumbo, and I was talking to her about the movie. I'm like, yeah, like that famous scene where he gets drunk. She's like, he doesn't get drunk. I'm like, he 100% gets drunk.
Oh, Dumbo gets wasted.
That's like the most famous scene in this movie.
He gets elephant drunk.
He sees pink elephants and he flies into a tree.
He's like hallucinating.
He's super drunk.
He's drinking some friggin' absinthe or something.
Absinthe is not a hallucinogen. Do you know where that came from?
Chasing the Green Fairy, damn it.
That came out of a guy who probably had mental illness and went crazy and like killed some people.
Oh, speaking of crazy, somebody shared a video of me, some guy driving through some sort of urban neighborhood, and there's a man naked in his shoes, smoking crack, looking to get some action. To which I replied to my friend, why would you send me this video? He goes, this is why I'm glad I live in Maine. I'm like, I'm sure you could find this somewhere in the state.
Oh, how'd your tattoo go?
Oh, it went well.
Your little press-on tattoo?
Yeah, I like it. I would advocate for an ink box.
Are you going to follow through?
I think so. Maybe not the specific design, maybe some tweaks to it, and maybe a little bit bigger, but yeah.
I mean, your specific design was just an outline of the state of Maine.
Yeah, but this one is more like had some like right angles at places instead of like, I don't know. I got to think more on it, but I like it a lot. So I recommend ink box.
I'll give you 2 of mine.
Artists or?
Oh no, just
tattoos.
I'd like to ditch 2 of my tattoos.
I don't know which ones are you gonna give me.
My forearm ones.
I don't want. Well, maybe one of them, but not the other one.
So you might get a tattoo.
I might get a tattoo. It might be a summer thing. I might wait a little bit longer and do it over the summer.
Do you remember when you lied about having a tattoo?
On Sunday?
No, this is years and years and years ago when MySpace was a thing.
I don't remember about that.
You're such a lying son of a bitch.
Well, thankfully, MySpace deleted, so there's no evidence of it. The internet isn't forever, bitches.
Jared had a quiz of like, how well do you know me? Because that was like a thing back, 10, 13 years ago.
You're just salty you weren't in my top 8.
Was I not?
You probably were.
I don't remember.
See, it's darkened up nicely.
Yeah, okay, there. It looks better than it did.
Yeah.
Yesterday? 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
She was like, what did I see you?
You can see where I smudged it a little bit, but
yeah.
I mean, it's darkened up. It would from a distance pass off as a tattoo.
Yeah, but Jared had
not like a shitty prison tattoo, mind you, but like
he had a quiz on his MySpace, like, how well do you know me? And
this is also like disturbing that you're like going back to the MySpace. Like
one of the questions was, how many tattoos do I have? And I said 0. And when you did the answer key, it was like, wrong. I have 1. I'm like, Jared has a tattoo? And it turns out you were just lying to seem cool.
I don't recall this at all. This is...
You just lied. You lied on the internet about yourself.
Yeah.
Are you looking at MySpace? What are you looking up?
I'm just kidding. I got a text message. I'm not looking at my MySpace.
Okay. Well, I guess that'll do it for this week. Jared's a MySpace liar. We'll be back next week.
Anyone who was honest on MySpace.
Not for Shazam. Sorry. It was a scheduling thing.
Okay. So you're going to get incredulous about somebody lying on MySpace. How many people had MySpace and were honest on their MySpace?
I think probably most.
That's bullshit.
What was there to lie about?
Everything is the internet.
These are bands that I like.
You're putting out the best. Yes, anyone who said Nickelback was certainly lying.
You like Nickelback.
I tolerate Nickelback. I mean, I don't go on my way.
You're the only person I know that likes them.
I don't say like. I like Creed. I'll listen to Nickelback. There's this distinct difference.
And after that, I'm really into Limp Bizkit.
Okay, I'd rather listen to Limp Bizkit than Bizkit. There's a Z in there. Come on. Show some.
He did it all for the nookie. That's why he lied on his MySpace quiz.
Why? What? I was 16, 17. You find me a 16 or 17-year-old who's honest on the internet now, and I will show you a liar, an absolute liar.
All right, we'll be back.
You had a dating profile. Of course, you were lying on your date. Nobody tells the truth on Tinder.
My dating profile said like cheese enthusiast.
Yeah, okay, you like cheese, but I wouldn't say you're enthusiastic about it.
I disagree. I also don't. I've been married for a couple of years now. I don't have a dating profile anymore.
Yeah, but when you did,
it was humorous and fantastic.
Yeah, well, anyway, if you want to see somebody humorous and fantastic, make your way to the Fantastic. That's a new word. Make your way up to the Cross Insurance Center, and
we're drinking tea here.
I'm trying to help promote you, and this is how you treat me.
Fantastic.
Yeah, well, fantastic yourself. Go cuff it again. I can't believe you didn't even know what cuff it meant. You of all people, you didn't know what cuff it means?
I guess. Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry I let you down.
You're only letting yourself down at that point. But you've been doing that for 30 years. So anyway, Zach and Emily, in fact, will be up at Bangor. If you want to meet Emily, the co-host of the other shows, the other person who carries the water on this network.
The Buffy back issue bin.
Yep. They'll be there with some of the store's wares at the Bangor Toy and Comic Con, or Comic and Toy Con, one of those two things, at the Cross Insurance Center Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in Bangor, Maine. So check them out. The store will be open as well locally. There'll be people manning the fort as well. So,
and next week we're gonna have a special episode. I mean, we're gonna have a special segment, I should say.
Yeah,
a special segment
on this show or on a separate show.
On this show.
On this show,
we're gonna have a short recording.
Special guest correspondent to the show.
We're gonna have a pretty quick episode next week, recording wise.
Yeah,
I mean, for everyone else, it'll be a long one.
I've been saying for a while I want to do this, and I think, is there a show in Portland? Which show, to do my idea, what show would you recommend I go to?
This one. You've been saying this for years. You've been saying, oh, I'm going to go up.
I feel like I should go to the show and do Jared's first con and take the podcast equipment around and walk around.
Just do it on Saturday. Yeah, this is if you want to do it, this is the show. Also, I need you to let the dog out on Sunday.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Unrelated.
I'll work around your schedule. I'll plan my weekend around you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, so the Comic-Con this weekend up in Bangor, you can see Zach and Emily. You might see me. I might go up there and do Jared's first. Maybe the show next week is Jared's first Comic-Con, and I just walk around and interview people, and we have fun with it. So anyway, you can also visit the store 210 Water Street in Hollowell. Visit Zach online, editorsnotecomics.com. If you like the show, or if you don't like the show and wish it were better, you can always go to patreon.com/editorsnotecomics. $1 a month gets you this show a whole day early, because God, who wants to wait that extra day for this? And then you can also, of course, get some other Patreon-exclusive content. Zach will give you spoiler and spoiler-free reviews of that week's special releases.
My God, it's the same thing every time. It's Buffy and Firefly.
I keep wanting to say Serenity, but it's Buffy and Firefly.
Well, Serenity. Oh my God, do I need to go into the licensing of all this?
No. It's almost past my bedtime. I got things to do, like go home and sleep. So you got that. Plus, again, the store 210 Water Street in Hollowell, Facebook, Instagram, MySpace.
Where Jared lies, but he is on Twitter.
You can't. At Junior Rich.
Where honesty avails.
Yeah, I mean, because if it's on the internet, it's true. There's no more Facebook, though. I mean, not Facebook. There's no more MySpace. And all the MySpaces were deleted.
Didn't they just lose a ton of their music accounts from some server?
They lost
something.
I don't think my MySpace exists. I bet if I were to find my MySpace and take that quiz, I would fail at it.
Where you have tattoos. Well, at least you know the answer is 1.
I'll probably still forget that. I'll be like, no, I don't have any tattoos. I must have obviously clicked on the wrong button when I'm filling it out.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it was.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. That's it for this week.
We'll be back next week. Special episode. Sorry, it's not a Shazam thing.
Oh, well.
We'll be back.
Boo-hoo.
Bye.